Welcome to the SEC on ESPN. ESPN College Football presented by Cars.com. The undefeated Missouri Tigers look to shake up the SEC East as they visit Georgia. The Bulldogs, despite major injuries to key players, hold out hope for a conference title and perhaps the national championship. Aaron Murray last week set the all-time SEC passing mark. Today he looks to break Tim Tebow's record for total offense in conference play. But he'll have to do it with his forces depleted. More on that in a moment. Georgia won the toss. This tells you how they feel about the injuries. They elected to defer. They're putting their defense, which is last in a lot of categories of the SEC, on the field first against a potent Missouri offense.
And there's no question that the Georgia Bulldogs are going to have to rally together to overcome these injuries. Can't use it as an excuse, and that's what Mark Richt said to him last night.
So we'll have to wait on Aaron Murray. And we'll get to see James Franklin momentarily, who's having a terrific season. Marcus Murphy takes a knee. It will come out to the 25. There's a little pushing and shoving after the play, but no penalty markers. And Franklin in trouble. Down he goes at the 27. There's Floyd, his fourth sack of the season. So here are the 5 guys that Aaron Murray will not have for at least today. Keith Marshall and Justin Scott Wesley both tore their ACLs in the win over Tennessee last week, so they're done for the year. So here are the 5 guys that Murray will throw to and hand off to, including J.J. Green, who rushed for 129 yards against Tennessee, and Rantavius Wooten with a game-tying touchdown catch in the final seconds to send the game to overtime last week, and Georgia eventually won that game by 3. Murray, who's been brilliant so far in conference play, going deep on first down, and it's broken up. Incomplete. Intended for Conley. Braylon Webb was there to defend the pass.
I think the reason it's going to be so challenging for him is there's so many new pieces, and you don't know as a quarterback who you can trust. Right? When you get into situations like this, third downs, late in the game, who's the guy I can trust that's going to be where I'm supposed to, or he's supposed to be, and I can get the football to him?
Conley is the leading receiver among the guys that are healthy with 20. 21 now, as you saw him catch. Or an incompletion, rather, as that pass was off target. Hard to tell if that was the receiver's fault. True freshman Reggie Davis, or just a bad throw. So 1 completion, 2 incompletions on that 3-and-out for Georgia.
In Missouri, I think this offense, you can't stop them all day.
Franklin to the flat, and good play as Green Beckham pulls it in, and he was greeted immediately by Shaq Wiggins, a true freshman corner. 5'10", 165 pounds, bringing down 6'6", 225. He sacked Franklin on third down in the previous possession. And Franklin in trouble, incomplete. Again, pressure on the quarterback, and a penalty marker. A late flag thrown. Jimmy Hunt, the intended receiver. A linebacker, Rameek Wilson, was covering. And this should be an automatic first down for Mizzou. Franklin nailed as he throws, and it's complete. In the Georgia territory is Marcus Lucas, all the way to the 42-yard line. 28-yard pass play.
This game to open up.
Franklin to throw. In trouble. Sacked for the second time. Garrison Smith gets him back near midfield. So it's third down and 17. Missouri has to get to the 32, and a nice play there by Wiggins, stepping in front of a pass intended for LaDainian Washington. So Wiggins, who started against Tennessee, gets the start today with a pass breakup and a nice play out in space against Green Beckham earlier on this drive as well.
Give Georgia's defense credit.
Well, impact players for Georgia, obviously the 2 running backs in the backfield. J.J. Green, Brandon Douglas, 2 true freshmen. J.J. Green was a mid-year enrollee and was originally recruited to play corner. Mark Richt and the staff move him to offense. As we've seen so far right now, Mike Bobo, offensive coordinator, trying to get those guys implemented in a way where they don't have to pass protect.
Here's Douglas, and he breaks tackles. appears to have the first down at the 26-yard line. Gain of 11. It is a first down. Ian Simon eventually on the tackle. Running back if need be for Georgia today. As there's some movement. A flag down, a drop ball by Towns. Marcus Golden came across. Was he drawn off?
Offside defense, 33. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
He's going to have to find a new normal if you're Mike Bobo, and that is running the ball almost primarily inside the tackles because you don't have the speed to get outside, and then the play action pass to tight ends off of it.
There's Green getting the pitch and brought down for a loss on the play. Kentrell Brothers able to track down the back. We just think about what Georgia went from. You had Todd Gurley and Keith Marshall, two of the best backs, not just in the conference, in the country. And then you go to guys who are true freshmen, who are undersized, who haven't played, who barely practiced with the first group. Mark Richt said he's never seen anything like it when we sat with him yesterday.
And it's the coach's worst nightmare. It really is. And as bad as that is, the next nightmare is if anybody gets hurt in this game, you still got to go play if you're these kids, right?
Another run play here on 2nd and long. And Green in trouble. Another negative play. Grabbed by Harold Brantley and thrown down. Here, 3rd and 12. And Murray in trouble, and guess who? Sam right there with the sack. So they get to midfield and then go backwards in 3 plays and have to kick.
It's Colton Houston, the right tackle. Take a look. He sets too high, and Sam just goes right inside of him. And Sam is a very heady player, understands sets from tackles, and if he sets high, he's going to go underneath in a hurry.
There was a penalty flag on the play, and it's offside. A late flag thrown. So offside, and another opportunity here for Georgia. Even the scoreboard had it 4th down and 20. They change it now as Georgia almost drew another offside penalty. Already 2 on Missouri on this possession.
If you're Missouri and you come on the road against Georgia, I know they're down a couple players, but you do not want to give number 11 a second chance.
Here's a screen. And again, breaking a tackle is Douglas, close to the first down at the 40-yard line. Matt White had him wrapped up in space, but Douglas able to power through the tackle, and it's a first down for the Bulldogs.
Through the line.
Murray stepping up. Wide open in the middle of the field is Wooten. To the 14-yard line of Missouri, a 26-yard pass play. Remember, Missouri, the least penalized team in the conference at 4 per game. They got 3 on this possession. 1st and goal, Murray. Flushed out. Touchdown! Brendan Douglas with a touchdown grab, and Georgia strikes first.
That'll take the nerves out of a true freshman playing tailback. Coaches said they love Douglas's instincts, and he showed them on that play.
Just his 2nd catch this season, his first touchdown reception. And the point after makes it 7-0 Georgia.
They wanted to get him the ball quick on a screen. It wasn't there. Just by a little bit of time, Douglas finds a spot in the end zone, and the first touchdown reception for the true freshman.
Got Mizzou off to a 5-0 start, ranked 25th. Franklin to throw on first down. Wide open, middle of the field, and out past the 40-yard line is Bud Sasser. So a gain of over 20 on 1st and 10.
So much pressure, and it's so easy for Missouri. They just flank the running back in the flat, and that attracts the linebacker, and there's nobody left.
Franklin just turns and stands and fires complete. Into Georgia territory is Marcus Lucas. His 2nd catch, another first down, gain of 12.
You know, Missouri hasn't played the toughest schedule, but they've played some good teams. And they beat Indiana. And
getting outside is Marcus Murphy. Inside the Georgia 35 to the 32. That's a 15-yard run.
Georgia would love to have that.
Franklin to Washington. And he's to the 20-yard line for another first down. That's also dangerous, too, though.
It is.
Here's Franklin, and boy, he has got a lot of running room inside the 10, dives to the 5. We don't see him running as often as he did in 2011 when he rushed for almost 1,000 yards, but he's still effective. That's 16 yards. Hold them up if they can. Here's 2nd and goal. Franklin takes off, and it's a touchdown for Missouri. 3rd rushing touchdown for James Franklin.
So hard to defend the entire field. You have those guys on the outside, those tall wide receivers, and you've got to put 2 or 3 guys out there, and then there's no linebackers left, and as soon as James Franklin sees a crease, it's easy for him to get in the end zone.
Andrew Baggett on for the point after a 9-play, 79-yard drive that took less than 3 minutes. And we are tied at 7. Good response by Missouri on the road as James Franklin, with his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season, ties it up here between the hedges. See if Missouri stays onside. They do, as Murray to Wooten. Yeah, there are 2 Tigers out there, so Wooten is wrapped up. Gain of only a couple, and it's going to be 4th down. E.J. Gaines, 3-year starter, their best corner, out there made the stop.
And one of the best, not just for Missouri, but in the SEC, an outstanding player.
So that's the end of the first quarter. Georgia will punt. When we come back, we're tied at 7. Like Franklin, Josie was injured last year, had a knee injury suffered against Texas in the middle of November, missed the entire 2012 season after multiple surgeries. Had in 2011 almost 1,200 rushing yards.
Yeah, he burst onto the scene nationally, and it was an awful, horrible injury. Tore a bunch of ligaments in his knee. It's great to see him back out here contributing.
Got 2 yards on first down. Now Franklin to the air. And again, an open man. First down, it's LaDamian Washington inside the 35. Gain of 17 on the play. Great. Remember, Georgia last in the SEC in 3rd down defense. Mizzou is 0 for 2, though, on 3rd down so far, and the play clock at 5. Franklin, little option pitch. Here's Josie, got a block. First down inside the 20-yard line. And then finally stepped out at the 16-yard line, pushed out by Wiggins. Franklin with a ton of time, going to the end zone. Washington is there. Touchdown, Missouri. A perfect throw by James Franklin, and the Tigers have the lead.
Damian Washington clearly got the feet in, controlled that ball. He got matched up one-on-one in the slot with Damian Swann, and Swann has struggled. All the Georgia fans know how much he struggled early this year, and he gets beat again for a touchdown.
And the point after makes it 14-7. 2 straight scores by the Tigers.
You believe in this Missouri offense?
Yes.
And making a lot of people believers.
So Mauger starting. Murray to the air on 1st and 10. Has to step up and throws it deep. One-on-one coverage. Wooten catches it. And an ankle tackle saves a touchdown at the 30-yard line. Wooten beat E.J. Gaines that time. And Murray put it on him for 48 yards. 2nd and 8 for Georgia at the 25-yard line. Here's Murray on the keeper. Wrestled to the ground at the 16-yard line, but it's a first down. Gain of 9 for Murray. There's 3rd and 5 for Murray and company. And Murray's pass knocked down, incomplete. Michael Sam had pressure. It's 4th down. 29-yard field goal try. And Georgia cuts the Missouri lead to 4. Michael Sam is making his presence felt as a pass rusher for Mizzou, and the Tigers lead it. And a defense, which has struggled on third down, make a play. Get Missouri's offense off the field. Third down and long. Pressure coming. Franklin gets it away, and a diving catch made for a first down. Washington right at midfield. Reaches out for it and pulls it in for 11 yards. Missouri has to get just past the 40-yard line. And Franklin, his pass incomplete, but a flag is, again, Damian Swann having trouble trying to cover LaDainian Washington. It'll be an automatic first down. Franklin hanging around in the pocket, now takes off and spun forward for minimal gain. Josh Dawson made the hit for Georgia. And a touchdown. Third down and 5. They hand it off here to Murphy, and he's got the first down and more. Able to keep his feet. And Murphy is in. Touchdown, Mizzou. What a spectacular run by Marcus Murphy, 36 yards.
They call Murphy the ghost because he just can't see him back there. He's so small behind that offensive line, and he's got such good quickness on the outside, and he's a returner by trade, so he understands when he gets in the open field how to make it to the end zone.
The problem in this game for Georgia has not been the offense. The recurring problem for the Bulldogs all year, the defense. They've given up 21 points here with 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. Missouri on that drive converts a 3rd and 10. And here on 3rd and 5, Murphy takes it to the house. And Missouri on top by 11.
And right now, there are no answers in tackling for these youngsters on the back end for Georgia.
You got to wonder, too, about the confidence with the number of big plays and points they've allowed on defense.
Oh, there's no question they came into this game with a lack of confidence defensively, and they've been bailed out by their offense, which has been so prolific in scoring. But with the injuries they've had on offense, now this defense is going to be exposed.
They fake the end around. In trouble, Murray, and the ball is out. It's picked up by Missouri. Sam taking it in for the Mizzou touchdown. Shane Ray forced the fumble. Michael Sam with a scoop and score. And Missouri's on top 27-10.
They tried to block Shane Ray with the tight end on the weak side. That's Artie Lynch, who just got blown by. And just when you thought it couldn't get any worse for Georgia, a defensive scoop and score.
You would imagine they'll look at this here to see if the hand motion started going forward. They are reviewing it.
That's
Ball flag gets out. Ruling on the field is a fumble. Faced this year.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
You talked about it being the greatest challenge. Well, now you're going to be down 18 points, and you're a one-man band. You got to make all the plays if you're him.
Well, and I wouldn't put anything past Aaron Murray. I mean, he has earned the respect of everybody in the SEC. He certainly has the respect of Gary Pinkel and people around the country for the way that he's played this year. And so, yeah, they're down 18, but down 17, but it's going to be a hard road back.
Baggett puts it through. 28-10, Missouri on top. Smart play, Michael Sam able to scoop and then outrun Georgia's offensive players for the touchdown. On second down and long, Murray in trouble, wrapped up and sacked at the 25 by Marcus Golden. Coaches say he's got a terrific motor. Had a sack and a half against Vanderbilt last week. Gets one here.
Well, he's a converted linebacker that they gave him some more tickets to training table to get a little bit more weight on him to move him to defensive end, but he still has the athleticism.
Offside.
And Aaron Murray can't get away from him.
47. 5-yard penalty.
Another penalty flag.
Second down.
It appeared to be thrown late. Missouri was already celebrating, but it was offside on Ely. So another big sack negated. We saw it happen earlier with Sam. This one here by Ely. And it's second down and 5. Play action for Murray. Green out of the backfield has the first down near midfield.
Look at all the guys from Missouri in the box. There's 8 of them in the box right there.
Play clock at 3. Murray to the air. Dumps it off to a wide open Arthur Lynch. Oh, he leaps a defender. That'll get the Georgia sideline going. 6'5", 254. Hurdles a defender for a 15-yard gain.
Sometimes you just need something positive to happen, a guy to make a play to get the energy back in the crowd, and Artie Lynch right over the top.
Randy Ponder, the defender, went through the legs of big Arthur Lynch there. The ball on the Missouri 35. Brendan Douglas in at tailback. Behind his huge fullback, Quavon Hicks, who blows open the hole, and they get 5 yards.
Quavon Hicks, 260 pounds, one of my favorite players watching on tape. Take a look at him.
Hello.
Boy, that is a collision. Keep your eye on him the rest of this game. He's an important piece of this running attack, and he is physical.
Play action for Murray. Steps up, dumps it off. Douglas grabbed at the ankles and brought down inside the 20, but it's another Georgia first down.
And I tell you what I like from Mike Bobo right now. He's changing the pace of the game, too. Not in the huddle. He's trying to get some momentum and some confidence for his offense going no huddle here. Great use of the pace to get this team going.
9th play of the drive. Play action again. Murray on the rollout. Inside the 10-yard line is Chris Conley. A gain of about 8 on the play.
It's been all checkdowns from Aaron Murray on this drive. He's not taking the risk downfield. Understands to be patient. Just keep moving, getting positive plays. The last 3 balls he's completed have been the checkdowns.
You got Hicks in there on 2nd and 2. And Douglas.
Ball came
lost the ball. Missouri appears to have it. And it is Missouri ball. Marcus Golden with the fumble recovery, as Brendan Douglas says he was down. Rolling on the field is a fumble. As you look at Todd Gurley, who's out for this game with an ankle injury. Of course, Keith Marshall done for the year with a knee injury. Let's see if the knee was down here before the ball came out. Nope.
Oh, boy. Boy, just when you start getting something going on offense and you get down inside the 5, and Tom talked about it at the beginning of the broadcast, the thing you worry about with young backs, yeah, you worry about protection, but you also worry about ball security. These guys haven't been hit. They haven't been in a live game, and when you put them out there, all kinds of arms swinging around, you've got to make sure you've got those 5 points of pressure on the ball and a big turnover.
No fumble recoveries through 5 games for Missouri, 2 in the last 5 minutes. And a big hole. Straight ahead, it's Josie out past the 10. Here's Reese. 3rd down here. And Franklin going to throw, facing pressure. And Franklin is down at the 15-yard line, short of the first down. So Georgia will call its final timeout. And Missouri will have to punt from its goal line. Out of timeouts. 22 seconds left in the half. And Murray's pass is pulled in by Conley, trying to get out of bounds. Or is he? The clock will stop momentarily as they reset the chains. Only 13 seconds left. They got 18 yards on the play. Marshall Morgan's got a good leg. His career long is 56. That was last week against Tennessee. So they can get it to the 38 on this play here. Murray steps up. And it's caught right at the first down marker. We'll see if they stop to measure or not. They won't. That's the end of the half. And Aaron Murray saying, why didn't you have an official timeout to measure? It was awfully close to a first down. Mark Richt is wondering the same thing.
Well, obviously, if it was a first down, the clock should have stopped. If there was a question as to whether it was a first down or not, they should have stopped the clock. And Mark Richt has a point about it. And he's hot right now.
That's as angry as you'll see Mark Richt get at officials.
Absolutely. And he's got a point. If there was any question as to whether that was close enough to a first down, they should have stopped the clock.
Mark Richt not happy. You can understand why. Down 28-10 to Missouri here at the half. Missouri trying to stay unbeaten. Let's go to the studio in Reese. So first down for Georgia on its 25. Aaron Murray threw for 182 yards and a touchdown in the first half. They run it up the gut. And Green gets about 6 on 1st and 10 as we look at our first half stats, brought to you by Timberland. Again, Georgia without Todd Gurley. Second straight game he's missed with that left ankle that he hurt against LSU. Keith Marshall out for the year with an ACL. But J.J. Green is loose. Inside the 40. Inside the 20. And all the way to the 10-yard line. 58-yard run. 3rd and goal. Murray underneath, and it's incomplete. Intended for Wooten. Wilson, the linebacker, covering, and Georgia will have to settle for a field goal try.
Boy, that was well played by Wilson. He read the underneath route. They ran Conley off and then brought Wooten underneath, and they were hoping that they could get Wooten the ball and he could make a move on the linebacker and make him miss. That's just too well played by Andrew Wilson.
You could see from that previous shot, the end zone look, that both receivers in the end zone for Georgia were double covered. 27-yard try by Marshall Morgan. He made a 29-yarder earlier in the game. And at least Georgia gets points after that 57-yard run by J.J. Green and cuts the Missouri lead to 15 early in the 3rd quarter in Athens. It was 2-6 in conference last year. Short kickoff, and here's Murphy for the Tigers. And Murphy's past the 20-yard line. Still going across the 35. They finally get to him at the 45-yard line. 43-yard return. Reggie Carter able to track him down. Here's Franklin on 2nd down. Swings it, and Murphy able to hang on to it and get the first down. He juggled it initially, then made the catch and picks up the first down. Franklin steps up, and down he goes. Brought down by Ray Drew.
3rd and 12.
Murray deep in his own end zone and through the hands of the intended receiver, Reggie Davis, incomplete right at the first down marker. At some point, Aaron Murray, you start getting frustrated. Franklin, and into traffic, broken up. What a hit at the 25-yard line. Josh Harvey Clemens, a 6'5" safety on the 6'5" receiver Marcus Lucas, and a clean hit apparently. Missouri scored 21 second quarter points, including a touchdown on defense. Here's Franklin, not in sync with his receiver LaDamian Washington. It's 4th down. Well, they punted in this situation on the last possession. Looks like they'll do the same. Worked out pretty well. They pinned Georgia inside the 5. And Christian Brinzer will try to do it again here.
That was a missed opportunity there, James Franklin. That ball, just trying to throw the back shoulder, and he just threw it in the dirt. The pass rush from Michael Sam and Ely is starting to have its effect on Aaron Murray in the second half.
He's 0 for 5 passing in the second half. Did have that drop. Chase from behind here, gets rid of it to Green, trying to spin away. Great second effort. He gets the first down to the 32-yard line. On 3rd down and 7, they get 9. Go to the air here on 2nd and 10. And a short throw to Green, gets a block from Conley. And Green is tackled at the 40-yard line. Pass play on 3rd and 2. And Murray going deep, incomplete. A flag thrown, though. It was intended for Towns. It appeared underthrown again. But Ian Simon wasn't looking for the ball.
Well, again, the ball is underthrown. And this time, at least you fight back to the ball. That's what you teach the wide receiver. Well done by Towns. And if Simon doesn't turn around, they call that every time.
Pass interference on the defense, number 21. 15 yards from the previous spot, automatic first down.
So another 3rd down, 3rd and 5. Your field goal kicker has the leg to make it from here, Marshall Morgan. Murray's pass off the mark, intended for Wooten. It was catchable, but it was behind him. It's 4th down. Do you go for it? Do you try to kick a field goal here? What would you do if you're Mark Richt?
I think you got to go for it here. Again, that ball thrown behind Rontavious Wooten. It was a very easy conversion, and Aaron Murray just threw it behind him.
So 4th down and 5. Down 15. Georgia 2 of 8 on 3rd down, but on the year pretty good on 4th down. 75% conversion rate. Murray with time, and the pass caught by Conley. Forward progress to the 33 for a 1st down.
Great hands from Chris Conley. This was well defensed. But when he got his hands out and caught that ball, if he tried to catch it in his body, he would have been knocked down. Get your hands out, secure that ball, 1st down. Now you go up tempo if you're Georgia. Try to get some momentum.
Murray really likes to work in shotgun. He will here on 1st down, the 10th play of the drive. Murray, tons of time. Wide open is the tight end Lynch for a 1st down inside the 15. A 21-yard pass play.
To stop the run, and Aaron Murray's looking at the sideline for a check.
Murray going to the end zone for Wooten. He's got it. Touchdown, Georgia. Wooten had the big touchdown against Tennessee at the end of regulation. Definitely got a foot down. He maintained possession, and a huge score for Georgia.
That was a great audible from Aaron Murray. Missouri went into a bare front to stop the run, and they audible to the pass, and it was executed perfectly.
So an 8-point game now with Morgan tacking on the extra point. The 2nd touchdown pass today for Murray. Straight wins for Georgia here. Longest active streak in the conference. Little option with Franklin. He'll Kate. A great fake and ran into a teammate, but appeared to get the 1st down. Herrera on the tackle. Green Beckham was out there blocking, and Franklin ran into him.
This is the element that they didn't have a year ago without a healthy James Franklin, but you see he gets out on the edge, and Marlo Herrera takes the back, and there's nobody left for James Franklin. That's 230 pounds coming at some of these defensive backs. Not easy to get down.
Dolphins hoping that their D can get the ball back for him. 2 minutes to go in the 3rd. 2nd down and 8 for Missouri. Pressure up the middle. Down goes Franklin for a sack. It's Ray Drew back at the 27.
Well, if it wasn't Drew, it would have been Conley. Bailey. They're just coming up the middle here, and now they run a twist on the inside, and Bailey comes scot-free. That's what flushed Franklin, and then Drew was there as well. And now, all of a sudden, this defense is starting to come alive and play with a little bit of passion that Todd Grantham wants them to.
And a screen pass on 3rd down and 19. And a big hit by Swan on the back. Murphy forcing a punt with a minute to go in the 3rd quarter.
It's amazing momentum and energy and passion. That's why we talk about it so much in college football, because you play better when you're playing with passion. And that time, Damian Swan, who's been much maligned, comes up and makes a big stop.
Rinzer gets it away. True freshman Reggie Davis on the 25. He's loose at the 30. And up to the 42. Here's Reese in the studio. Final 30 seconds of the 3rd. Here's Murray. Gets rid of it with Sam bearing down on him. And Douglas almost to a 1st down. Lewis on the tackle.
Great job of buying time by Aaron Murray. Those are the things that don't show up in a stat sheet. That goes from being a sack and a 2nd and 15 to a 2nd and 1 just because he made an athletic play.
Murray now at 243 yards passing. They'll run it here on 2nd and 1, and a huge hole for Douglas. Inside the 40, down to the 37 for 12 yards. As as we go to the fourth quarter. Momentum clearly in favor of Georgia, trailing by 8 to Missouri in a huge SEC East matchup. First down for Georgia, and they'll run it. And another hole for Douglas inside the 30. Brought down by Ruiz after a gain of about 8 on the play. Third down and inches. And here is the big guy. Oh, and they get him right at the line of scrimmage. How about Wilson? Giving up about 20 pounds to Quavon Hicks. Close to a first down. We'll see where they spot it. Nope, they're going to just say that he definitely got it. Forward progress gives him the first down.
You said great hit by Andrew Wilson. He's the big hitter. That's what he's known for on this Missouri defense from that Mike linebacker spot. He didn't get it by much.
And Hicks won that battle, so a fresh set of downs for Georgia. Now Murray back to the air. Downfield, deflected, incomplete. It first was nearly picked off by Simon, then almost caught by Wooten. And you had Sam getting pressure backside on Murray.
Well, it was an aggressive throw. Look at that tight window. That ball was thrown with an opportunity for Wooten to get it. It did look like it was tipped just barely by Simon underneath.
Remember, Missouri with 11 interceptions coming into this game, tied for most in the country. They were close to getting number 12 there. Dangerous throw by Murray. Another huge running lane as Douglas bounces off the tackler, has another first down inside the 15. They got it going now with the rush game. 13 more yards.
Great job by Dallas Lee, number 64 right there, gets the block on the Mike linebacker. And again, the lane is open on the inside because they're staying in this 4 wide receiver set, forcing Missouri to play defenders on the outside, and then they're getting their offensive line up to the second level on the linebackers, and there's nobody left.
113 yards on the ground this half for Georgia after 48 in the first half. They did get 57 on one play. J.J. Green run to start the quarter. Play action, roll out. Murray going end zone. It's caught. Touchdown, Chris Conley. And Georgia will go for the tie. 2-point conversion attempt coming up. You saw Gurley looking on, the injured running back for the Bulldogs.
That was a heck of a throw from Aaron Murray. Went quickly backside to his third read on a naked. Very impressive, and put it right on Conley for the score.
Murray rolling out again. And it's dropped. Conley couldn't hang on. No conversion, and Missouri stays in front by 2. He has brought him back, down 18.
They put it all on the back of Aaron Murray right here. Goes backside quick to Chris Conley in a 2-point game.
The pitch to Josie. Trying to bounce it outside, wrapped up. No gain on the play. Drew getting off a block to make a play. That front 3 playing well for Georgia. Franklin with a swing pass to Josie. And the hole closes at the 25-yard line. There was running room initially, but then Shaq Wiggins made the stop. Again, another play that doesn't gain much of anything. They have to get 9 here on third down. And Franklin has a wide open LaDamian Washington in the middle of the field. That worked in the first half, not really here since intermission, but they get 15 that time. Josie Murphy and Hansbrough. There's a design run for Franklin. Trying to get outside, instead just heads for the sideline. Only about a 3 or 4 yard gain there. Looked like there was running room down the middle of the field.
The design here, you get the back out, which takes the linebacker, and there's nobody left for James Franklin. You're right, it looked like there was a hole at the middle of the field there.
He's coming to the sideline here for third down. I don't know if he was injured on the play or if there is some trickery going on here.
Somebody needs to take a timeout. He took a hit when he threw that ball away, and then they came back and he ran. Wonder if he tweaked something when he got hit.
Maybe that's why he headed for the sideline instead of cutting right and heading to the middle of the field and trying to get what appeared to be first down yardage. James Franklin has gone to the locker room. Redshirt freshman quarterback Matty Mock will replace him, as it appeared he got injured on this play, either on the hit or on the
it comes down on his right shoulder there. Yeah, that's in that situation as quarterback, that's your worst nightmare, is coming down on your right shoulder. And that's an awful sight for the Missouri faithful. Saw too much of that last year.
So here's Mock, who's thrown 3 passes this year, and he goes out there on the road. His first play is a must pickup, third down and 6. They go out of an empty set here. Still leading Georgia by 2, but they have not scored this half.
They might let Mock use his legs to try to convert this first down. He's more athletic, a little quicker than Franklin.
Right on the money. Mock slips 1 tackle, and it's going to be close at the 49-yard line. Ramik Wilson on the stop. We'll see where they spot the ball.
Everybody in college coaching wants that quarterback that can get the ball out of his hands quickly. Now, this is a player, keep in mind, that beat out Corbin Bergstresser, who was the backup last year to James Franklin. And on an injury note, guys, James Franklin in the locker room right now with a right shoulder strain. They're evaluating him currently.
He injured that shoulder in the Georgia game last year after missing the spring of 2012 with a shoulder injury. Mock's going to hand it off here to Josie, who's down to the 40-yard line. Close to another first down. Gain of 9 on the play. Second down and a yard. Again out of an empty set. Like the third down play where he picked up 6 yards on the run. This could be a double pass. It will be. Sasser looking downfield. Into the end zone. It's caught. Touchdown. LaDainian Washington with a huge grab. Bud Sasser, the third Missouri player to throw a pass today. A 40-yard touchdown pass.
When you have guys as big on the outside as Missouri does, you're remiss if you don't throw it up at least 5 or 6 times and see if they can make a play. And LaDainian Washington's one of the most competitive players on this team. Give him a chance to go up and fight Damian Swann for the ball. Comes up with a huge play for Missouri.
And a chance to push it to a 2-possession game with the extra point. Remember, Georgia went for 2 and failed. Although it should have been caught, it was a drop by Conley.
And this is why a lot of teams don't go for 2 so early in the fourth quarter. 12 minutes left, kick the extra point.
How about the gutsy call by first-year offensive coordinator Josh Henson with the backup quarterback to do a double pass there. The extra point is wide left. Oh, Baggett missed it to the left, and it's still an 8-point game. Wow. Didn't look like the snap or the hold were bad, just bad kick.
But Matty Mock, you don't want him to throw the ball coming in cold. Let Bud Sasser throw it. And he just throws it up as far as he can, high, let Washington go up and get it, and he beats Shaq Wiggins for the touchdown.
Big third down for Aaron Murray, who has played well today. 253 passing yards, 3 touchdowns. He is now 2 shy of tying Danny Werfel's SEC record for passing scores.
Well, he's been gritty today, and another big third down. Who do you trust? Who's the guy you trust with the situation? Artie Lynch, top in the slot.
Murray in trouble and sacked by Golden. Golden beat the right tackle, Colton Houston. Murray stepped right into him, and it's 4th down.
Colton Houston has gotten beat on the last 2 plays, and it's that first step. Look at that look. He just comes in with power, and Houston has to respect the speed up the field. No chance for Aaron Murray. When you combine Golden with Michael Sam, Coney Ely, Shane Ray, who had a sack fumble for a touchdown, people need to understand that Missouri can rush the quarterback.
Marcus Murphy in the backfield with Mock for 2nd and 8. Mock will swing it here. And a great stick by Harvey Clemens on Darius White. A loss on the play around the 33-yard line. There's a penalty marker down, though.
I think some
Personal foul, roughing the passer on the defense, number 52. 15-yard penalty from previous spot, automatic first down.
A horrendous penalty on Marlo Herrera. You had him stopped. You had a negative play.
he just came in and hit.
That's dumb. 5 steps and then you hit the quarterback.
Yeah. And it didn't even hit him hard, but you don't have to hit him hard when you take 3 steps to the quarterback. And
I said 5. He's got to hope Aaron Murray does. His defense can get a stop to give him the ball back with the score still 34-26. Mock the throw. Looking for the short pass. It's a dangerous throw, and it's caught, and they'll actually lose yardage. Josie, a 2-yard setback as Wilson had a beat on him. He had that covered.
And this is why you don't want your young quarterback throwing the ball. He just throws it blindly out there. And Ramik Wilson, if he was looking, could have intercepted this and run it back for a touchdown. He was right on top of Posey.
Those are the only passes we've seen Mock throw, but he's going to have to sling it downfield here with 3rd down and 8.
Well, you know you're going to get man-to-man coverage again, and they're going to try to get pressure. They're going to try to get Leonard Floyd in the backfield. He's the defensive end pass rusher at the top of the screen.
Mock, it's a screen. Hansbrough will not get the first down. Stacked up at the 40-yard line. It'll be 4th down and about 3. You got your backup quarterback. Do you risk keeping your offense out there and going for it on 4th down, or do you punt, try to pin him deep? It's too long for a field goal try. Baggett's career long is 46.
Well, first thing I'm going to do is run the clock all the way down, and then I'm going to make my decision.
So you're going to waste your final time out here?
Oh, no, I'd have my punt team out there, but I would burn every little bit of the clock, and then I'd punt it down there inside the 5.
Maybe they'll just take the delay of game here, not use the timeout, take the delay, the 5 yards, and then put Brinzer out there, who's done a pretty good job today. Aaron Murray's got 4:25 to work with. 1 timeout. Down 8.
The biggest issue for Aaron Murray that he has to have in the back of his mind right now is my 2 tackles, Canarius Gates and Colton Houston, who they now have taken out of the game and put John Theus in. They have struggled mightily blocking the pass rush from these defensive ends. I have to get the ball out of my hand quickly.
Can the senior Heisman candidate do it again for Georgia against a ranked team? Murray, he throws a horrible interception to Ponder. The first pick of the day thrown by Murray, and he's shaken up on the play as well.
The cumulative effect of the hits on the quarterback, we hear about it all the time. Aaron Murray flushed out of the pocket and threw the ball before he was comfortable. He's trying to get the ball on the outside, and Ponder, this ball should come underneath to Artie Lynch. That's just a high-low there, and that's a bad read. And I think when you get hit so many times, you have to respect that. And
whoa, that was 3 steps. Could that have been roughing the passer on that play there?
No.
First interception in 99 attempts thrown by Aaron Murray.
But we talked about these 2 quarterbacks, Franklin and Aaron Murray, in the 4th quarter, both veteran guys. Franklin's out, and a big mistake by Aaron Murray. If you're Mizzou, all you want to do is get 3 points on the board.
And Mock, they read the pitch, and so Mock has to run it himself. And again, just 1 timeout for Georgia, so they got to let the clock run here. Mock to the air on 2nd and long. A deep pass here, and it's Green Beckham coming back to the ball and making the catch. You asked about where he was, and they found him there with the smaller corners. Shaq Wiggins trying to defend the 6'5" receiver. A 20-yard gain.
And the thing is, you don't have to throw a perfect ball. Just throw it out there. If it's anywhere in the area, these guys, Washington and Green Beckham, are going to get up with their physical body and make a play on it. That's as good an offense as you could possibly have.
And again, just 1 timeout. Georgia can't stop that clock. Got to let it run. Missouri, with the field goal, would push it to a 2-possession game.
Yeah, you want to run it 3 times in a row right here and burn the clock.
And Mock will try to stay in bounds. But he stepped out inside the 10. Pretty good run, though. Got 5 yards, but the clock stops at 2:51. That's poor mistake there by Mako. Just got to take a seat once you get outside there.
I think he was trying to get down. He got hit, and he just kind of went out of bounds.
There's James Franklin.
Oh, boy.
Again, the injured shoulder. And what does this mean going forward? Missouri hangs on and wins this game. How long have you lost your quarterback? We saw Connor Shaw get hurt a few weeks ago. He came right back and played, so we don't want to speculate on the length of the injury, but obviously done for today.
Well, you hope that that it's not too lengthy.
Play clock at 2. Inside the 5, and touchdown, Josie. A 7-yard touchdown run, and Missouri leads it by 2 scores just outside 2 minutes remaining.
Great blocking on the left side by Justin Britt, Max Copeland, and then Ramik Wilson, 51, the linebacker, just runs around it, and great vision from Josie to dive into the end zone.
And Murray upset with himself. The interception that leads to likely the game-winning touchdown for Missouri. Baggett just missed an extra point. This one close, but able to sneak it through the left upright. 3 straight home games coming up, Luke's, for Missouri. Murray going to go deep here. Going for Wooten. It is overthrown and incomplete. Wooten had to break that up. Otherwise, it would have been picked off by Braylon Webb. Ready for play. Here's 1st and 10 from Murray. And there's a flag down and another drop. 2 penalty markers down. Arthur Lynch dropped it. We saw Conley and Reggie Davis have drops earlier.
Well, Missouri had 12 men on the field. I know that's one of the penalties. I'm not sure if there's another.
Illegal substitution on the defense. 12 players in the formation. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Still second down.
12 players on the field. They almost gave up a huge play still and should have been caught. And they'd have the ball around the 40-yard line. In Missouri territory, had Lynch been able to make the catch. Murray into Missouri territory is Conley down to the 41, so the clock will stop to reset the football on the chains. 19-yard gain there. And what are the realistic expectations for Georgia now with the injuries? You don't know if you'll get Gurley back. They got Vanderbilt on the road, then Florida in Jacksonville on November 2nd. Also have to go to Auburn. Murray's pass is caught at the 30-yard line, another first down.
Well, you have to anticipate you are going to get Gurley back. You know, that high ankle sprain, sometimes there's a lot of doubt as to when guys can come back. But if you get him back, I mean, that's a significant piece. Then you get Michael Bennett back in a couple of weeks. I think there'll be a much better offense with those 2 guys.
Murray's pass deflected, incomplete. How much the injuries of last week affect the psyche of Murray and the Georgia players in this game a week later?
I really respect the way that Georgia played offensively today. It's not like they came out in a shell. It's not like they didn't have heart or passion today. The problem is the margin for error is razor thin. And when you have 3 turnovers, you fumbled the ball twice, you had a sack fumble, and then that last interception from Aaron Murray, you're not going to be able to overcome that.
And another pick thrown by Murray. Brother steps in front of that pass. Over and win the ball game. Kentrell Brothers with his 3rd interception. That's now 13 picks on the season for Missouri, most in the country. And this is a team to watch, folks, in the SEC. That's a great win for Missouri.
Give credit to Missouri's defense. Those pass rushers, Sam, Ely, Golden, they can get after it. Big reason why they won the game today.
One of the biggest wins in recent history for the Missouri Tigers. Gary Pinkel's team still unbeaten, 6-0, and for real in the SEC. And Georgia's slim hopes of being in the national championship picture essentially end with the 2nd loss. Previous loss just by 3 to Clemson, but obviously with the injuries and the loss today, still a shot to win the SEC, but not the national title. Here, obviously, we'll wait and see about the status of James Franklin going forward as Missouri will return to Columbia with 3 straight home games.